Mandi Wright. I'm live right now, right next to the Marriott. Police are in riot gear, pushing protesters back.
Photographer Mandi Wright has been with the Detroit Free Press 20 years. Things have really changed in the way you do your job with the internet and everything like that really taking hold.
So when I started, we used film until digital became technically almost perfect. And once we went into digital, then we transformed into video, and then it was always about feeding the internet. We're making movies. The Detroit Free Press does documentary films now.
Protesters out in the middle of Jefferson Avenue.
Some of Wright's recent online work has gone big.
You scared?
Especially her coverage of unrest in Detroit after the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. The first 5 days of protests brought the Free Press many millions of views on Facebook. A simple live feed from a cell phone. 2-3 hours straight that started May 29.
Okay.
It was pretty heated, and then
Fights are broken out.
debris started to be lobbed from the protesters, whether it was water bottles. There was a lot of energy in the protest. People were very angry about the incident in Minneapolis. Started to turn that rage towards the Detroit police.
We're now being pushed up. Randolph. It's getting pretty violent.
And there was a point where somebody got shot and killed during all of this.
Right, yes. When I was up in the parking structure, you can actually hear in my footage the shooting. And I go down to the street level, and sure enough.
And I saw blood on the ground.
Oh, no.
The victim, not a protester, not harmed by police, an altercation, gunplay, and 2 young men to be charged with the killing. Protest day 2 would play out like day 1. More crowds and police in riot gear minus the homicide. Day 3, a Sunday, came with the curfew.
Screaming, don't shoot.
But how would it be enforced?
The crowd was determined to break the curfew, which was mandated for 8 o'clock. And the crowd was really, they were not going to move. They were not moving.
The woman approaching the police. All right, we got tear gas.
And the police started a full frontal assault to get the protesters out into the street.
Protesters throwing things. And tear gas is coming right at us.
Day 4 was a day there was a 16-year-old kid that rallied the troops to disperse.
Yeah, Stefan Perez, the 16-year-old kid from Southwest Detroit, really wanted the group that they were marching with to disperse by curfew.
After this, disband.
He managed to successfully and I thought that might be a turning point in terms of how the protests would be handled from that point forward.
Right now, the police are just standing down.
They home safe. They don't got rubber bullets. They don't got tear gas. They're not dead. That's all that matters right now.
And it was just an endearing moment. While we're interviewing him, Mayor Duggan calls him on the telephone and congratulates him on the diplomacy in which he handled the marchers.
I was watching the video and I saw your leadership. I have tears in my eyes. You are everything that's special about the city of Detroit.
All right, we're told to step back.
Day 5, Tuesday, June 2nd, on the east side, Gratiot Avenue, and it's getting past 8 o'clock.
We were close, we're trying to cover it, that's our jobs, and police grabbed me. But I was lucky, I was let go. After Gratiot, protesters were still determined to defy curfew, but the Detroit police and the mayor's office decided to make curfew discretionary, which I think was a very successful tactic in allowing people to voice peacefully their First Amendment right.
Last thing I think about this, you're covering it really important stuff with an iPhone. Anybody could do what you were doing, but really, honestly, I don't think that's the case.
Could they?
What do you think?
I don't know. I think that I'm a trained journalist, and I think that makes a big difference. I don't take a side. I try to report as objectively as possible, and I think that was part and parcel why people came to the Free Press, because they didn't have to be spoon-fed an opinion. That's not what I was there to do. I was there to tell what I was seeing and be the eyes for anybody who wanted to watch it.